Hi class, we are going to work two examples in this video where we use the range rule of thumb to find significantly low and significantly high boundaries and determine if a data value is significantly low or significantly high. The first example we're going to do is pulse rates. So let's read the problem first. Pulse rates have a mean of 76 and a standard deviation of 12.5. Use the range rule of thumb to identify the limit separating values that are significantly low or significantly high pulse rates. Is a pulse rate of 105 considered significantly low or significantly high? So this problem mentions the range rule of thumb. So you might remember from a couple of slides ago, you've seen this definition before. So let's go ahead and write it out so we have it. If we have a sample, remember the range rule of thumb says that my significantly low and significantly high boundaries can be found by taking the mean, x bar, for a sample, and then you add and subtract 2 times the standard deviation, or 2 standard deviations. And since this is a sample, I'm going to denote that as S. So I have written this as x bar plus or minus 2s. Right? For a population, it's the same definition, except we have, instead of x bar, we have a population mean, which is going to be mu. And then I take plus or minus 2 times sigma, or 2 standard deviations. Okay? So we have to determine what this problem gives us. Am I given a sample or am I given a population? The problem really doesn't indicate which one it is, so I'm going to just default to sample. So it says here that that pulse rates have a mean of 76, so that means x bar is 76, and my standard deviation is 12.5, so that means S is going to be 12.5. So the first thing now that I have to do is to find those significantly low and the significantly high boundary. I'm going to start with the high boundary. So to find that boundary, we're going to call it H for high. I'm going to take x bar, which is 76, and add 2 times S, which is 12.5. And when I plug that into my calculator, I get 101. To find the low boundary, I'm going to take, once again, x bar, which is 76, but now I'm going to subtract 2 times the standard deviation of 12.5. And my calculator told me that that was 51. So now I have found the significantly low and the significantly high boundaries. So now that we have that, we can determine if a pulse rate of 105 is considered significantly low or significantly high. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a number line. I'm going to put my mean x bar of 76 in the middle. And then 2 standard deviations to the right of that mean. So I'm going to write 2 tick marks to the right. I'm going to put my high boundary of 101. Now I'm going to go 2 standard deviations to the left and put that second lower boundary I found of 51. So 51 is 2 ticks to the left of the mean, and 101 is going to be 2 standard deviations to the right of the mean. Anything between those 2 boundaries, 101 and 51, are considered usual values, or not significantly low or not significantly high. So anything in between is considered usual. So I want to know about 105. So where does 105 lay on this number line? So notice that 105 is going to be to the right of 101. So it is not in between 51 and 101, so therefore it would be considered significantly high. So yes, significantly high. All right, let's go to the next example. Joe was asked to count the number of chocolate chips in 40 Chips Ahoy cookies. Joe then found the mean to be 24 chips and the standard deviation to be 2.6 chips. Use the range rule of thumb to identify the limit separating the values that are significantly low or significantly high chocolate chip cookie count. Would a cookie with 30 chocolate chips be significantly low or significantly high? So once again, we're going to use our range rule of thumb. In this example, I am told that I have 40, or Joe has 40 chocolate chip cookies. I would like to have his job. So this indicates that I have a sample of 40 cookies. So I'm going to use the range rule of thumb that says X bar plus and minus 2 S's to find those high and low boundaries. So my X bar is going to be the mean of 24, and S is going to be the standard deviation, which is 2.6. So to find my high boundary, I'm going to take 24 plus 2 times 2.6. All right, and I get 29.2. To get my lower boundary, I'm going to once again take the mean of 24 and then subtract 2 times the standard deviation of 2.6. And I get 18.8. So that is my high and low boundary, and then I'm asked about 30 chocolate chip cookies. So would a cookie with 30 chocolate chips be significantly low or significantly high? Well, notice that if I draw my number line again, I'm going to have 24, my mean, in the middle. 2 standard deviations to the right, I'm going to have that 29.2. 2 standard deviations to the left, I'm going to have my lower boundary of 18.8. And everything then between 18.8 and 29.2 is considered a usual value. So 30, notice once again, lies to the right of that upper boundary of 29.2. So it is not in between 18.8 and 29.2. It lies to the right of those boundaries. So we're going to say that this is, yes, significantly high.